Yeah, I can tell that this video is going to be very controversial. Some people are not going to like it, but guys, we got to talk about what's going on with the Trump administration because if I'm being honest, I am not happy with how this is heading. Now, I want to clear about one thing. I am not saying Trump is a bad president. I'm not one of those people that claim, oh my goodness, we got to get rid of him. He's a disaster. No. Outside of some of these things in the last couple of weeks, he's still been a damn good president. He's done a lot of good things for America that you have to admit is good, all right? You can't just say, oh, it's actual bad. No, it's like 90% good. But the problem is the 10% stuff that's bad, it's not small things. We're talking about things that are actually huge. Just look at this right here. This broke just a couple hours ago. U.S. President Donald Trump exempts smartphones, computers, and chips from the brand new tariffs, including those imported from China. Yeah, this is real. This isn't just speculation. It is confirmed that yes, computers, smartphones, chips, all that stuff, they are exempt from the new tariffs. And at first I thought, okay, this isn't a bad idea. I thought, all right, we're getting a deal with South Korea, Vietnam, Taiwan, which is confirmed. We're getting close to a deal with those countries. And I thought, okay, Trump is exempting those countries from these tariffs because that's a big part of South Korea's industry. That's what I thought was going on. But no, it's not just South Korea. It's including China. Wait, what? Why the hell are we exempting these products from China? Why? And for those that are wondering, China sends nearly $100 billion worth of consumer electronics every single year. Yeah, you heard me right. $100 billion. It is a huge part of their economy, and we decided to give them a big exemption? Really? That's our plan? You're gonna give a big exemption to China worth for $100 billion. We're not talking about $1 billion. We're talking about $100 billion. I know this includes TVs and stuff, but a large chunk of that are smartphones. To me, this is just baffling. Why are we doing this? Why the hell are we giving these huge exemptions to China? If this was just South Korea and Japan, that's one thing. I would agree with that. Again, that would make sense. We're negotiating with them, and we got to prove to them that we're serious. We'll say, okay, we'll exempt, I don't know, Samsung or whatever. But no, we decided to give the exemption not just to South Korea, but to China? Really? Guys, for those that are wondering, China's in a very shit situation right now. Like, they're in a very bad situation that the media, for whatever reason, is not reporting on. Like, look at this. There are a bunch of videos from China where a bunch of these Chinese factories, they've completely stopped production. No one is working. It's completely empty. When just a week ago, people were working. And this is happening everywhere in China. Production's slowing way down. Hell, the Chinese government got caught manipulating their stock market. So China right now is panicking. They're losing their shit. Their government is super worried. But now you're going to decide to give them this exemption to help them out? Why? Unless there's a big deal at the drop like tomorrow that we don't know about, this makes absolutely no sense. But actually kind of does. Because there's a major reason why I think Trump exempted smartphones. What company produces a bunch of phones in China? Everyone knows it's Apple. And in my opinion, what I think happened here, it wasn't Trump bent the knee to China. That I don't think he cares what China does. That's not what he's thinking about. But what I think happened was Wall Street spooked him. Wall Street pushed their bullshit like they usually do and claimed there's going to be a bigger recession than 2008, worse than the Great Depression. That's what they were claiming, which they're full of shit. Guys, they don't want a trade war. They're going to lose their asses. Not because of a true recession, but because they're going to lose a fortune on Wall Street. And I think Trump bought into the hype. He kind of panicked and said, okay, we'll exempt smartphones. Which, this is stupid. Like, the only way I would support this exemption is if Apple tomorrow announces we are making a brand new factory in Milwaukee, in like Detroit or Gary, Indiana, somewhere like that. If Apple announces that, okay, I can agree with that. You made a deal with Apple to bring factories to America, maybe just one or two, but announce something. Get us jobs, make iPhones here. But it doesn't sound like that's what happened. So, what was the point? Because now, you just gave China a huge win. That's what it looks like here. Could I be wrong? Yeah. But right now, you just gave China some breathing room. You're talking about $100 billion worth of goods that are now exempt, if not more, because you include the semiconductor stuff, you include all of that, it's probably closer to $150 billion. So, it's dumb. I'm not a big fan of this whatsoever. I don't get it. I don't understand what Trump is doing here. And it's not just this, by the way. It's really this entire administration the past couple of weeks. I have no clue what's gone on, but did they not have a plan past the month of February or even March? Because the last couple of weeks, it looks like this administration, they've kind of just been, guessing what they're going to do. They've been, like, trying different things. It doesn't seem like they had a plan. Now, I think for the trade war, they did have a plan. Their plan was to have the aggressive tariffs, and then, when all the countries began to negotiate, lower the tariff rates. They just accelerated that because the bond market freaked them out. But point is, a lot of this other stuff, though, I have no clue what's going on. Like, look at the mass deportations. Where's that at? The mass deportations are still not happening. So, what are we doing? And I know you have to factor in self-deportations, which is a lot of people, I'm not denying that, but we were expecting more. And the first couple of weeks of this administration, it was perfect. It was great. We got a lot of stuff done. And it's not all bad, by the way. Not everything's a disaster. I'm not trying to say that. I mean, you have great news out of Panama where, Trump was able to basically get Panama to work with us. And they broke with China. So he's doing a lot of good things. And not just all bad or whatever. But the problem is, the bad stuff that he's done, which, again, I don't know what's going on. I don't get this. It's really, really, really bad. It looks bad for Trump. Which, again, it doesn't make any sense why. When you factor in, oh yeah, China, a bunch of their factories are closing, and even Apple a week ago, they announced they're going to move a bunch of production to India. So what was the point? India was going to get a lot of new jobs, while China was going to get absolutely screwed. Their factories are closing, their economy's a joke right now, they're panicking over there, they're manipulating the stock market. Yeah, so why would you give them this exemption? I'm expecting a deal next week. That's the only way this makes any kind of sense. A big announcement like China, they agreed to, actually honor IP laws. Or something, which I know they're full of shit with that. But why do we exempt these products? I'm expecting some kind of announcement from Apple. That's the only way this makes any kind of sense, where Trump is not just negotiating with countries, but big companies like Apple, and try to convince them to make stuff here. If that's what he did here, all right, I was wrong. I would say that's good. But is that what happened? Will China or Apple actually announce that they're making stuff here? I guess it's possible, maybe, but right now, I don't know. I really don't know what Trump's game plan is. It's just very bizarre, all right? It's just one of those things where I don't know. And again, he's done a lot of good stuff. The Panama stuff is good. He put the U.S. military on the border, which is good. And he's focused on the Democrat states. States like California, New Mexico. He put the military there. And again, Marco Rubio, he's doing a lot of good things with the student visa stuff. But it's all good, but at the same time, when you see stuff like this, it shakes some confidence that we're just going to bend the knee to Wall Street. If that's the case, what was the point of this? And I don't even think this was like Scott Bessent's doing. Scott Bessent has made it clear that we got to bring back Main Street. Wall Street has been screwing us over for decades. I don't know who made this decision. I really don't know what happened. It's baffling. But my guess is Apple probably talked to Trump, and they better promise him something good. They better said, okay, you know what? We'll announce a new factory in, I don't know, Cleveland, Ohio, Gary, Indiana, just something. If they did that, okay, that's a huge win. But if they didn't, and it's not even a deal with China or whatever, It's stupid. It was a stupid decision by Trump. And again, I'm not trying to bash him because Orange Man bad. That's not the point. I'm just trying to say I want Trump to do better. I want his administration to be amazing. And so far, it's been pretty good. But lately, it's as if they only had plans for like 2 months and then they kind of ran out of ideas. So now they're just throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks. That's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like is happening. And I'm not happy with that. Now, again, obviously, they were going to adjust the tariffs. That's not the problem. It just, when you give flat exemptions like this for big parts of China's industry, it just looks like a fold. That's what it looks like. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe a lot could change. I get that. But right now, I'm not too confident where this is heading. I just ain't. I'm sorry, guys. I don't like where this is heading where, oh yeah, we're giving China exemptions where videos are coming out where their industries are shutting down, their stock market's falling to shit, their currency's a joke. There's a lot of bad things happening in China right now. And instead of going for the kill, metaphorically, of course, we're going to do this, give China some breathing room? No, that is the dumbest thing I've heard. So, I'm hoping that this is just a fluke, that this is just an exemption because of Apple. If Apple or Samsung or whoever, if they announce, yeah, we are going to build factories in America to produce stuff here, then I'll be happy. Then I'll say, okay, this is worth it. If that's what happens, okay. But if this is because Apple said, oh, we're going to lose a couple $1 billion, Trump, do something. If that's what happened, that would infuriate me, which I'm kind of worried that's exactly what happened, that they said, oh, we're going to lose a couple billion. Even though they're worth trillions of dollars, they're worried about $1 billion. Oh, we're going to lose $1 billion or a couple billion. Which, I don't know. It sucks that this is even happening, but this has been my biggest concern with Trump's administration. Would they fold? Would they bend the knee to Wall Street, or would they actually hold their ground? And right now, it's looking like they're bending the knee. And I get it, like the tariff stuff, they had to adjust it, I get that, which that was part of the plan. Don't let people fool you. You could go back to like 3 months ago, and they were talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna have these trade wars, we have tariffs and stuff, but we're gonna adjust them based on what countries do. All they did was accelerate those plans because they were worried that the bond market was gonna collapse. That's what they were worried about. But now, I don't get what the point of this is. Because the bond market, I don't think they're going to change that much. It's still going to go up probably. So, I don't know. I really am just baffled. And a lot of people are. It's like, why? If this was some random product that no one cares about, fine. But this is China. This is their entire economy. These consumer electronics, that's a big part of their economy. And if that goes away, they have to bend the knee. But if you give them breathing room, you're going to give them credibility, and that people are going to say, oh, you bent the knee to China, you bent the knee to him, it's over. Which is not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a trade war where China's basically on the last legs right now. That's what's happening. Based on all the metrics, they're on the last legs because it's trade war. But we're giving them breathing room at this time. I'm expecting a trade deal immediately. I'm expecting a big win because this makes no sense other than he folded Wall Street. If he did get a big deal, fine, I'll be happy. But right now, I'm not. I'm not too happy with what Trump did here, or whoever. I don't know. Maybe it was Besant. Maybe it was Lutnick, which I doubt it. But whoever suggested this is a dumbass. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.